이렇게 귀한 설 연휴에 검은 수녀들과 함께 해주셔서 정말 감사합니다.
Lovely viewers, welcome back once again. And thank you for always joining in on these exciting updates that feel more like family conversations than just celebrity news. Today we have something truly heartfelt, touching and romantic to share. Imagine hearing one of the most admired actresses of our time, Hye Kyo, openly confessing something so tender about her relationship that it sends fans into a frenzy of emotions. Well, that is exactly what happened. Hye Kyo has revealed that Lee Min-ho makes her fall in love with him every single day, and the way she expressed it has left her followers teary-eyed, hopeful, and enchanted all at once. So let's dive deep into this confession, and I want you all to be part of it, reacting, imagining, and feeling every step of the story as if you were right there with them. Think about it. Hye Kyo, a woman who has experienced both incredible highs and emotional lows in her personal life, is finally smiling and glowing in love again. Fans have been watching her journey closely, and for her to make such a bold, honest confession tells us not only about her heart but also about how deeply Lee Min-ho has touched her life. When she said he makes her fall in love daily, she wasn't talking about grand gestures or fairy tale perfection. It was the everyday kindness, the simple acts, and the consistent love that made her heart feel full. And honestly, isn't that what real love is all about? Not just the big moments, but the little ones that happen when no one is watching. Now let's picture this together. Hye Kyo sits down in a quiet interview, wearing that radiant smile fans know so well. Her eyes sparkling with both confidence and softness. The interviewer asks her what it feels like to be in this new chapter of love, and without hesitation, she leans slightly forward and says, "Lee Min-ho makes me fall in love every single day." Can you imagine the collective gasp from fans worldwide? That one line alone is enough to melt hearts and send the internet into a storm of reactions. Twitter floods with hashtags, Instagram reels replay her words, and fans from Korea to international communities celebrate what feels like the ultimate romantic statement. But let's not just stop there. Imagine being in her shoes. After all the challenges of past relationships, after years of being guarded with her heart, she has finally found someone who makes her feel safe enough to say this in public. This confession is not only about Lee Min-ho's charm, looks, or fame. It's about his consistency. Fans speculate about what exactly he does daily that keeps her heart fluttering. Maybe it's the way he texts her good morning before his hectic schedules, the way he never forgets to check in on her even when he's filming, or perhaps the way he makes her laugh during quiet dinners. Those small yet powerful gestures seem to have built a fortress of love around her heart. And viewers, don't you think that's the kind of love many of us crave? Love that doesn't just come with luxury or big promises, but the everyday reassurance that you are cherished. That's why this confession resonates so strongly, because it's not a fairy tale painted with perfection but something real, relatable, and attainable. Hye Kyo has unknowingly become a symbol of hope for fans who dream of experiencing that same kind of daily love in their own lives. Fans, let's imagine together. What do you think Lee Min-ho does that makes her feel this way? Maybe he surprises her with handwritten notes tucked into her bag before she leaves for work. Or maybe he knows her coffee order by heart and never fails to show up with her favorite blend when she's had a stressful day. Perhaps it's deeper than all that. It could be his unwavering support for her career, his respect for her individuality, and the way he celebrates her achievements as though they were his own. What do you think, lovely viewers? Doesn't this make you wonder about your own experiences of love and how the smallest gestures can create the biggest feelings? The confession has also sparked massive conversations among their fan communities. Some fans are already creating romantic edits of the two, adding her words as captions, while others have turned her statement into a mantra about love. Fall in love daily, they write, reminding themselves and others that true love isn't stagnant. It grows, it renews itself, and it surprises you every day. This phrase has almost become a love lesson in itself, something fans say they want to carry into their own relationships. Isn't it beautiful how one heartfelt confession can inspire so many hearts around the world? And let's not ignore Lee Min-ho's side of the story here. Even though he hasn't directly commented on her statement yet, his actions often speak louder than words. We've seen him go out of his way to protect her privacy, to walk beside her in public even when cameras flash non-stop, and to show nothing but admiration when speaking about her talents. You can almost imagine his reaction upon hearing her words, perhaps a shy smile, perhaps a playful "really?", followed by his own quiet way of expressing love. Fans can't help but dream that he'll soon respond publicly with something equally touching, maybe even saying she makes him fall in love daily too. But here's the fun part, lovely viewers. I want you to interact with this moment. Imagine you were Lee Min-ho, hearing the woman you love say this about you to the world. What would your response be? Would you surprise her with a heartfelt post, or would you whisper in her ear later that night, telling her she does the same for you? Drop your thoughts, because these are the scenarios that make this love story so alive in our hearts. The confession also raises another exciting question. Where do they go from here? Such openness often means the relationship is heading into even deeper waters. Fans are already whispering about the possibility of marriage, a family, or at least more public displays of their bond. Some say this could be her way of preparing fans for bigger announcements in the future, while others simply want to enjoy this stage of pure romance. Whatever the case, one thing is certain. This love story is far from ordinary, and it's keeping fans hooked at every twist and turn. Song Hye Kyo's honesty has also been praised widely in the media. In an industry where stars often keep their private lives tightly guarded, her choice to speak from the heart shows courage. It's not easy for a woman of her stature to confess such vulnerability, especially given the scrutiny she has faced in the past. Yet, instead of shielding herself, she's embracing love openly, which only makes fans love her more. That kind of vulnerability turns into strength when shared, and that's why this moment feels not just romantic but also empowering. So lovely viewers, as we wrap up today's emotional journey, let's take a moment to soak in the beauty of this confession. Song Hye Kyo has reminded us that love isn't about perfection or fairy tale endings. It's about falling in love every single day with the same person, finding new reasons to cherish them, and letting your heart be touched by the smallest gestures. Lee Min-ho in this story is not just a famous actor but the man who has managed to give her that daily joy. And for fans watching from afar, that is truly inspiring. Before you go, I want to ask you, what does falling in love daily mean to you? Is it about laughter, consistency, kindness, or something else entirely? Share your thoughts, because just like Song Hye Kyo's confession, your perspective could inspire someone else to look at love differently. When Song Hye Kyo said that Lee Min-ho makes her fall in love daily, she wasn't just speaking about love in the abstract sense. She was opening a doorway into their world, a world that fans have only caught glimpses of through public appearances, photos, and rare interviews. Now let's take a deeper dive together and imagine what daily love looks like for them. Picture this. It's an ordinary morning. Song Hye Kyo wakes up to the warm light filtering through her window. On the nightstand is a little handwritten note from Lee Min-ho, left before he rushed off to his busy filming schedule. It doesn't have to be long, just a simple, "Good morning, my love. Don't skip breakfast. I'll see you tonight." That's the kind of thing that makes her heart flutter. It's not about extravagant surprises every day but the reminder that she is thought of, cared for, and prioritized. And viewers, isn't it fascinating how such little things can mean the world when they come from the right person? Fans across the globe are imagining this daily rhythm with them. Some picture the couple cooking together on weekends. Others imagine them walking hand in hand quietly in the park without the need for words, just enjoying each other's presence. And then there are the private jokes, the laughter that only they understand. Those unspoken bonds are what create the falling in love daily magic she confessed. I want you to ask yourselves, lovely viewers, what little gestures from someone you love make you feel cherished every single day? That's the kind of interactive thought Song Hye Kyo's confession has sparked around the world. Social media has been flooded with fan theories, edits, and emotional messages since her words spread. Fans on TikTok have created short clips with captions like, "Fall in love daily, Song Hye Kyo," overlaid with tender moments of the couple at public events. On Twitter, the hashtag Fall in Love Daily trended as fans shared their own stories of how small acts of love in their relationships reminded them of her words. Isn't it beautiful how one woman's heartfelt admission has created a global ripple of love stories, memories, and personal reflections? And then, lovely viewers, Imagine the anticipation for Lee Min-ho's response. Fans are waiting eagerly, almost impatiently, for him to address her words. Will he do it in an interview? Will he casually post something on Instagram? Or will he surprise her with a private but symbolic gesture that fans later pick up on? Whatever it may be, the world is on standby. Some fans are even betting that he will echo her words, perhaps saying, "She makes me fall in love daily too," which would surely break the internet with collective squeals of joy. Can you already hear the excitement this would create? But let's not forget, this isn't just about celebrity romance. It's about a very human story of two people finding comfort, trust, and renewed hope in each other. Song Hye Kyo has had her share of heartbreaks, her moments of doubt, and her struggles with public scrutiny. To see her smile again, to see her glow with love, and to have the courage to confess such tender feelings shows us her healing journey. Lee Min-ho, in turn, seems to be playing the role of the steady, patient, and loving partner who not only admires her beauty and success but cherishes her soul. That's why this confession isn't just romantic. It's transformative. Now let's take a moment to visualize their everyday life as if we were walking alongside them. Imagine them on a quiet evening at home. Maybe they're curled up on the sofa, watching a drama, teasing each other about the characters, laughing at inside jokes. She looks at him, and in that simple moment of comfort, she realizes again why she falls in love every single day. Or perhaps they're out in public, cameras flashing everywhere, but he gently places his hand on her back as they walk together. Small, protective, and reassuring. These are the things that keep her heart soft and open. Lovely viewers, isn't this what we all crave? To be seen, to be valued, and to be reminded daily of love's presence. That's what makes Song Hye Kyo's words so powerful. They aren't just about her relationship with Lee Min-ho, but also a reminder for all of us that love thrives in the everyday moments, not just the big occasions. I want you to reflect on this. If you had to describe one way your partner, crush, or even a loved one makes you feel valued daily, what would it be? Share your stories, because these conversations turn our community into more than just viewers. They make us part of the love story too. And while fans are swept away by the romance, others are pointing out the deeper meaning of this confession. Commitment. When someone says you make them fall in love daily, it's not just about passion, it's about renewal. It means choosing the same person again and again, despite imperfections, despite challenges, and despite the world watching closely. That's what makes this moment between Song Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho so extraordinary. Media outlets across Asia and beyond have picked up on her words, analyzing every nuance, every possible hidden meaning. Some speculate this might be her way of preparing fans for bigger announcements, maybe an engagement or even marriage in the near future. Others believe it's simply her way of showing gratitude for where she is in her life right now, appreciating the love she has without worrying about the future. What do you think, lovely viewers? Is this confession a hint at something bigger? Or is it simply a celebration of the present moment? What's even more moving is how inclusive her confession feels. By using the words, "fall in love daily," she didn't just describe her personal experience, she gave the world a mantra, a new way of seeing love. And fans everywhere are applying it to their own lives. Some couples are writing each other small notes, inspired by her words. Others are taking more time to appreciate their partners. Even single fans are using the phrase as a reminder to fall in love with themselves daily, to practice self-love and renewal. Isn't it incredible how her words have transformed from a private confession into a universal message? As we continue to follow this love story, the excitement doesn't fade. It only grows stronger. Each public appearance, each interview, and each candid photo feels like another piece of a puzzle that fans are eager to solve. Song Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho have unknowingly created what feels like the most captivating real-life romance drama, except this one isn't scripted, it's genuine. And that's why it resonates so deeply. So, lovely viewers, as we close this continuation, let's hold on to the beauty of this confession. Song Hye Kyo's words remind us to never underestimate the power of daily love. The smiles, the check-ins, the laughter, the support. Lee Min-ho may be one of the biggest stars in the world, but to her, he's the man who makes her heart fall in love anew every single day. And that, more than anything, is the true definition of romance. Now I turn it over to you. If someone made you fall in love daily, how would you describe it? Would it be in words, actions, or the feeling of being seen without saying a thing? When we left off, we were asking ourselves how we would describe someone making us fall in love daily. That question doesn't just linger in the air. It actually pulls us closer to the heart of this story, because Song Hye Kyo's words didn't end with her. They've sparked conversations across the globe. Conversations about what love looks like when it's not just celebrated occasionally but lived, cherished, and renewed day after day. Now let's step into the shoes of fans around the world, because their responses have been just as moving as her confession itself. Imagine being a fan who has admired Song Hye Kyo for years, watched her play strong, resilient characters, and seen her endure tough personal seasons. Hearing her say she falls in love daily with Lee Min-ho feels almost like watching your own friend finally smile again after a storm. Fans have been writing heartfelt comments online, things like, "If Hye Kyo can find love again after everything, maybe I can too." Others share stories of how they are now inspired to pay attention to their partners more closely, to bring back the small gestures they had stopped doing. Isn't it incredible how a single confession can ripple out into millions of hearts and lives? The global press is equally fascinated. Outlets across South Korea, China, Japan, and even Western entertainment magazines are dissecting the meaning of her words. Some journalists frame it as a modern love story, noting that her choice of words reflects not only passion but also maturity, a kind of love that grows with time, not fades. Others suggest her openness may be a signal that she's ready for the next stage with Lee Min-ho. And here's where it gets exciting. Reporters are already speculating on whether this could mean wedding bells in the near future. Can you imagine the anticipation if their love story takes that step? Fans worldwide would be glued to every update, every hint, and every smile exchanged between them. Now, lovely viewers, let's take a playful moment to imagine how Lee Min-ho might respond. Picture him sitting at home, scrolling through headlines about her words, a small smile playing on his lips. He could post something subtle on Instagram, like a photo of a sunrise with the caption, "Every day, every time," leaving fans screaming in excitement as they decode the meaning. Or maybe he would go all out, perhaps dedicating a line in a future interview where he says, "She makes me fall in love too, not just daily, but in every single moment." Can you imagine the internet breaking with joy if he said that? Fans would clip it, share it, and replay it endlessly as the ultimate couple goal. And let's not forget the imaginative fan communities that take these confessions and turn them into dreams. Already, fanfiction writers are weaving romantic stories about their everyday life. Artists are sketching them together surrounded by little hearts, and video editors are blending her confession with clips of them together to make cinematic love reels. This kind of fan participation doesn't just amplify their love story, it immortalizes it. And here's the beautiful part. Song Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho may never fully realize how deeply their love is inspiring, but fans are creating a global memory bank of what this romance represents. Another fascinating angle, viewers, is how this confession reshapes the idea of celebrity love. Often, the spotlight can make relationships feel fragile, exposed, and pressured. But Song Hye Kyo's words show that even under such scrutiny, love can flourish if it's genuine. She's teaching us that it's not about hiding or denying the relationship, it's about being authentic. By saying she falls in love daily, she's showing the world that their relationship isn't built on image or performance, but on sincerity. And that's why so many fans are connecting with this moment. It feels real. Now, I want you to imagine with me again. What if this confession was just the beginning? What if, in the coming months, the couple decides to share even more glimpses of their daily life? Maybe we'll see a candid photo of them grocery shopping together, or a little behind-the-scenes video of them laughing on set. These small peeks into their world would not only confirm the sincerity of her confession, but also deepen the love story fans are invested in. Wouldn't you love to witness that, lovely viewers? And speaking of daily life, let's dream a little about the future. If they continue to build this love, what could falling in love daily look like 5 years from now? Maybe it's them sharing quiet mornings in their home, raising a family, and still finding ways to keep the spark alive. Fans are already creating montages of what their future together might look like, imagining anniversaries, celebrations, and milestones. And isn't that the sweetest thing? It proves that this confession isn't just a present-day story. It's a seed for the future that everyone is rooting for. At the same time, her words invite us to reflect deeply. Falling in love daily isn't easy. It requires effort, patience, and genuine care. It means never taking the other person for granted, even after the newness fades. For Song Hye Kyo to express it so confidently means she's not only feeling the passion but also witnessing the dedication from Lee Min-ho. That's a powerful message for all of us. Love is an everyday choice, not a one-time declaration. So, lovely viewers, as we continue to hold on to this confession, let's keep the conversation going. How do you imagine Lee Min-ho will respond? Do you think this marks the beginning of a new era for them, where love isn't just hinted at but proudly lived out in front of the world? And beyond that, what does her phrase mean for you personally? Because whether you're in a relationship, single, or just dreaming about love, her words carry wisdom. Love should be renewed, cherished, and felt daily. And as we wait for the next chapter of their journey, let's not forget to celebrate this moment fully. Song Hye Kyo has given us not just a confession, but a love lesson, an invitation to believe in the power of everyday romance. And with Lee Min-ho by her side, the story is only just beginning.